Welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. I see Frugal in the house, Mumsy in the house. Woohoo! All righty. Everybody's here. We're going to look at some crazy, crazy crime stories that I have ready for you. How was your weekend? How was your day? How was your evening? Did you sleep well? I hope so. Um, I had my tutoring this afternoon. It went well. Chani's all excited. The Cambodia International Film Festival is going on. I didn't tell her about it because she works all the time. And it's like, when would she have time to go see a movie? They're all free. And it would be great for her to go. But anyway, I guess a friend told her about it. So she's asking me about it. I'm like, well, yeah. And I was sent the program, since I work with film. And so I opened it up and we looked over things, and she's going to take Friday off of work. I guess she can just tell them when she needs her day off. Who's that just came in? Gibbo in the house. Woo-hoo. So Friday we're going to go see some movies. Snow in the house. Hello, everyone. Boop, 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 boop. All right, so shall we get started with some crazy stories? First one up, let's see, is it showing? Indeed it is. Over 25,000 chicken eggs illegally imported from Vietnam were seized. 25,000 chicken eggs. That's not a story you see every day. So the intervention team to suppress animal and animal product movement crimes seized 25,320 chicken eggs illegally imported from Vietnam. They were transported in a minibus, which is a van, and because they did not have a permit. So there you go. There's the van stuffed full of 25,000 chicken eggs. Again, traveling fools in the house in Cambodia. Yeah, from Vietnam into Cambodia. Correct. These are all Cambodia news stories. So next up we have a man who assaulted a 6-year-old. And look here, look at all the people, they are not I'm surprised he's not bloody. I'm surprised that they did not beat him up. But arrest was made at 3 p.m. There's no details. Fine, we don't need them. Good, he was arrested. Throw the book at him. Drug addict arrested after stabbing a primary school principal. Drug-crazed addict arrested after midnight. The 52-year-old teacher, who was the principal of a elementary school, was sitting outside of her house, so it was a lady, when she was attacked. She suffered a serious throat injury, immediately sent by ambulance to the hospital. 22-year-old male who was a drug dealer in the village being questioned and sent to court. Good. Throw the book at him, too. Your kitty is hiding in a box. Feel safe there. Aren't there enough eggs in Cambodia? I know, huh? Excellent. Move back to the U.S. Oh, no. It's perfectly fine. Here. Next up, 3 online journalists charged with extorting a Campot casino. So they look real professional too, don't they? Does it say from a newspaper? And anyway, around the world, sometimes people say, oh, look, Cambodia arrested journalists. There's no freedom of press and stuff. No. There are rare occasions where a valid journalist was, for no fault of their own, just doing their job correctly, got injured or killed. This, though, is what happens most of the time whenever a journalist gets arrested or somebody takes matters into their own hands and kills them, is because they were trying to extort not to print a story. Okay, so they tried to get the representative of a Chinese-owned casino to pay them $2,000 not to report on their sewage discharge into a canal. Because if you remember, over the last couple of weeks, the Minister of Environment is really cracking down on any companies and factories and whatever that are polluting the water, right? And so a follow-up story, well, I didn't bother opening that. I opened this one instead. But there was a follow-up story that this casino has been told to stop the sewage into the water, into the canal. But yeah, they're facing charges of extortion. So there you go. I guess it says here they did post stories on social media and then offered to delete the articles for the $2,000. So the casino representative pretended to agree, but alerted the authorities instead and cooperated with the police to catch the suspects who were arrested at a coffee shop while attempting to collect the money. Yeah, don't do that. That's not good. Daytime PJs scream professional. Exactly. Okay, next up, foreigners make citizens arrest of Phnom Penh phone thieves. So this is definitely something you don't see every day even here in Cambodia. I think most people don't even know that citizen arrest is a thing. So it says that this thief messed with the wrong group of foreigners as they chased him and restrained him after he snatched the phone. He's lucky that a mob did not kill him. The guy snatched the phone 2 a.m. on the riverside. Not like anything good happens at that time of day. Snatched the cell phone and then ran off on a motorcycle, but another foreigner chased him on a motorbike and they caught him, a few streets away. Here they are out. Is this the police station? Maybe. So this is the thief. Did they block out it? No. There's the foreigner holding on to him, and this foreigner holding on to him as well. There's the phone. Ooh. So after the chase, they knocked the suspect's motorbike down. And it says arrested one of them. Well, I mean, they tackled him and they grabbed him, while the other, there were two of them. Yeah, that makes sense. There's usually one driving the motorcycle, and one that's like on the back, that's the thief. Because sometimes they'll do like a drive-by where they'll snatch something. Sounds like this one, the guy was on his feet and he was able to jump on the motorcycle with the driver racing away. So one of them they got one, and one ran away. There you go. Okay, no comments. Mystery of dead body on Phnom Penh's riverside, dumped by a group of men and women. So this is also unusual. So forensic experts are saying that they suspect that the woman whose corpse was found on the riverside was the victim of a hit and run by the group that who were witness dumping her body. So residents found the body at 6 a.m. Some shoes. There's the body. Looks like it's outside we call it the CDC, but Cambodia Development Council, or Council for Development of Cambodia. According to a source from a citizen, before the incident, a modern car and a tricycle, a tuk-tuk, were seen traveling along Sisawat Road, Sisawat K. The body of the woman was lying dead on the road with a broken head and bleeding on the road. 2 to 3 men and women were seen getting out of the tuk-tuk, putting the victim's body near the fence, and then riding away from the scene. It is not known which vehicle hit the victim, the car or the tuk-tuk. And so this citizen then immediately reported the incident to authorities, who came and examined the body and concluded that it had been in a traffic accident. So that's sad. Oh, Frugal says, 2 a.m., I am in bed and my phone is safely on my nightstand in its own little bed. Ha ha ha. Yes, indeed. Tricycle, motor, tuk-tuk gang. I know. I hate it when they say tricycle for tuk-tuks. Well, here, let's see. On this one, we're done with this. Whoops. Whoa, no, not the chat. Here. Tuk-tuk, Cambodia. So these are the old tuk-tuks like this, and these are the newer tuk-tuk. Well, so this one is actually a ramuk because it's like a wagon. And it says anything that's a wagon or a trailer is officially a ramuk in the Khmer language, but they were called tuk-tuks. Now you've got these that you can see have 3 wheels, right? So these newer ones have 3 wheels. And so that's why the newspaper keeps insisting on calling them tricycles. I'm like, stop calling them tricycles. They're not tricycles. They are tuk-tuks. Okay. Illegal license plate and car smuggling ring busted. Good job, police. So here are some fake license plates. They're putting Thai license plates on them. So that way it's like, how are you going to check that, right? They were modifying the cars and importing cars in a remote location in Battambang province. So the owner is a 55-year-old Chinese man, and the local representative is a 33-year-old female accountant. Here's what I get. So this is like the shop that they were, the chop shop kind of thing where they're modifying the cars. So what they confiscated was 14 right-hand drive tractor trailers. That's like the British side. So like Thailand has their vehicles with the steering wheel on the opposite side of American cars. But Cambodia uses like American style. Okay. So 14 right-hand drive tractor trailers, 10 right-hand drive mixed brand tourist vehicles, and a 2-wheeled trailer. So there you go. They are all naughties. Okay, so in pictures, next up, a Lamborghini supercar destroyed by fire. Look at that. Look what's left of that Lamborghini. Well, there's some green. It was a green Lamborghini. Yeah, hundreds of thousands of dollars was destroyed by flames in Sihanoukville. Oh, I guess that was the back. Here's the front. Wow. Oh, wow. They intervened by spraying water at the scene and extinguishing the fire. The fire has now been completely extinguished. That's what you guys are saying. Okay, next up. Male masseur arrested after murdering his colleague. This dude right here murdered his colleague by stabbing in Phnom Penh. So he's an employee, used a sharp-edged weapon to stab another employee several times, causing serious injuries and death upon being taken to the hospital. During the act, the suspect threatened to take the victim's phone and fled. So when police arrested, he fled to hide in his hometown. Okay. After the arrest, the police seized evidence including 5 cell phones, 2 sharp-edged weapons with rubber handles, 2 blue Suzuki Viva, one motorcycle, and a safety helmet. Alrighty, there you go. 35 years old. Doesn't give us any details about, except he wanted the phone. I could see that, especially if he's on drugs. I could totally see that happening. So this is good news. This year is the first year that there is officially no ban on using water during the Khmer New Year. So as you can see in these pictures, everybody's soaking wet. And this guy's got like a super soaker. Super soakers were illegal for many, many years. I actually brought some from the US when I didn't realize that they were illegal. Yeah. Look at this kid right here. He doesn't look so happy. So apparently the reason it got banned was that somebody was all dressed real nice. Somebody rich was dressed all nice in their silk and everything like this, and someone threw water on them. And so they complained to the prime minister, and the prime minister said, that's it, no more throwing water. So everybody started throwing baby powder. So you would get bottles of baby powder and throw that on people. But now everyone can have fun again, but they still encourage all the traditional Khmer games. Don't forget about those. Don't get caught up in throwing water, but it's not going to be a crime anymore. Oh my God, I didn't share this tab instead. Probably got messages about that. Here's the pictures. More pictures. Look at this is the one kid I was pointing out. He does not look so happy. He's got some baby powder on him. So that's it. Let me look at the comments. Okay. Next up, make sure I share the tab. Also relating to Khmer New Year, 497 buses, almost 500 buses, are going to be offered for free transportation for people that live in Phnom Penh and work in factories to go back to all the different provinces. It's the gift of the country to provide the poor workers a little bit of benefit to make their life a little bit easier. So this is from Phnom Penh City Hall that's providing nearly 500 buses. Then the public can use these buses free of charge to help ease the expense of traveling to their hometowns, to be able to reunite with their family and enjoy leisure activities during the New Year celebrations in all the various provinces. And they will provide free drinking water on the buses as well. There are going to be 6 bus stations where the buses will depart for the provinces. So there you go. Taking care of the people. You'd rather have water thrown on me than baby powder. I know. And it's hot. Let me tell you, April, Khmer New Year is in April. It varies a little bit, just like Easter kind of changes the date sometimes each year. This year it is the 14th, 15th, and 16th. It is a 3-day holiday. Chani and I have already put in our request for an invitation from the king to attend the ceremonies, the formal traditional ceremonies at the royal palace. I have not received a phone call yet, so I do not know if I will be getting that invitation granted or not, but hopefully I will let you know. Okay. Meanwhile, yeah, it's hot. It's hot. It's the hottest month of the year. April is the hottest month of the year. Next up, a man arrested for stealing advertising signs. So on the light poles, you can see here he's standing with one of these, which are installed up on light poles. So he had to climb up to take this down. Now, why? It says a bizarre thief whose specialty is apparently stealing advertising signs has been arrested in Phnom Penh. This happened on March 16th, and residents were filming in Tulkork. You know, look at him climbing up in there. Like, what the heck? What is up with this dude? What's he? What for scrap metal? I can imagine some people, in particular, if they're addicted to drugs, even something. So like, this is on a metal frame, and you could take that metal frame to scrap, and get his next dose of drugs for it. Says it. Oh, they arrested him at 2:30 a.m. because obviously it's in the daytime. Unless they meant p.m., they arrested him at 2:30 p.m. He has an unverified occupation and residence. Yeah, sorry, dude. Oh my gosh, he's got bare feet, and look how black his bare feet are. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see how black his bare feet are? Because you can see his toes. Like maybe he works selling charcoal or something. Come on, you guys need to give us more of the story. You know, especially when it's online. I understand when it's print and you don't have enough space. All right, but when these stories are going online, you need to give us more. So, like, what was his motivation? Look at that, climbing up this light pole. Crazy. Okay, next up, we have got in pictures a land. Now, okay, this was the original story, but it's got the picture, so that's why I opened this. There is a follow-up story that says it was not a landmine, it was a fireworks cache or cache, you know, in that was stored in this villa, and the fireworks exploded, okay, instead of a landmine. But let's look at the pictures. 2:00 p.m. A well drilling contractor who repairs and drills all types of small and large wells in Swai Ring province. His wife stated that before the incident, she walked out to the shop in front of her house and then suddenly heard an explosion that shook the ground. Look at the damage on this house. And a villa, they'll use villa for a house that is standalone and not connected, like not like townhouses or duplexes or anything. I mean, it's just a standalone house would be called a villa. This actually doesn't look like that's the case, but whatever. She saw her house being torn apart by rocks and the roof of the house being blown up and smoke rising. She was very scared, causing shock among the villagers and passers-by who came to watch from a distance. She added that her husband and children were also out to work, so their lives were not affected. Yeah, see, this is a shop house. This is not a villa. This is a shop house. Anyway, Wow. Oh, well, maybe it is standing up. Maybe there's not another. It just from this one, it looks like there's another house on the other side of this wall. But if there's not another house on the wall, because then you see this picture and there is no house on the other side. Okay, I take it back. Look at their whole house destroyed. Oh my goodness. Those look like, I don't know, I guess maybe those are remnants of the firework packaging. An eyewitness initially thought it was a gas tank explosion, but according to initial findings of the authorities, it was a landmine explosion in the middle of the house. Because they found a hole in the middle of the house where the mine exploded from the ground, but it was really a cache of fireworks that was in the hole. They're showing that even the sign got ripped up. Okay, so it is a standalone house, but I wouldn't call this a villa. It would still it's more like a shop house that doesn't have anything else built on the other sides yet. It's kind of small to be. So they thought, and this is a scary thought, that police could think that this is a realistic thing that could happen, that when they were digging the hole, that they were using soil to fill the village to build the house. And so they're digging out dirt, right, to use the dirt that they hit that the dirt that they scooped up to put like as the foundation of the house had a landmine in it that they didn't know about because it was like in the middle of the dirt that they scooped out, right? And then it suddenly exploded. And for that to be like a real thing that police think that could happen is actually what's scary. But it was fireworks. Come on, guys, hit the likes. Thank you, Gibbo. Yeah, hit the likes. Ratnakiri governor calls for dogs registration. So this is an odd story. I've never heard this before. And it says, due to the negative impacts caused by dogs, the Ratnakiri governor is urging his subordinates to register dogs to identify their owners. He posted on his Facebook page instructing them to register the number of wild dogs in the area due to the many negative impacts caused by them. He mentioned that after spreading this message to control dogs along the roads, he received support for the idea that pet owners should be held responsible for their animals. He further, and I think when they say wild, I think they mean stray dogs, further instructed local authorities to manage the dog population after observing the numerous negative impacts caused by them. I wonder if he's talking about like poop on the road and digging, like they could, if they smell food in a trash can, they could knock over the trash, or sometimes people just put their trash out like in a bag. And so they could be tearing up the trash in order to look for bones or something to eat. So that could be making a mess. I'm guessing that this is read the next sentence, Miriam. He noted that these include biting, fighting, scattering trash along roads, urinating and defecating in public spaces, disturbing people at night, barking, and causing traffic hazards. Oh yeah, definitely. Because I'm always on alert on my motorcycle because I don't want to hit a dog, even here in Phnom Penh, yeah. So it is definitely a traffic hazard if they're running around. He urged the pet owners to vaccinate their dogs to prevent rabies, take full responsibility for their pets to avoid causing harm to others in society. And he has received widespread support on social media. One of the users that wrote a comment said, fully support the content of this statement. Cambodia should seriously consider this issue because every year there are many traffic accidents caused by these dogs. I would go one step further and say, get a catch and release program as well. So you're registering dogs, but get them spayed and neutered. to help, reduce excess population. Oh my gosh, I'm reading all that and you guys are still looking at the old picture. Don't worry, it's just a stock photo for the picture. It's there's just a stock photo. Thought they hit a mine from the 60s to 70s. Understandable mistake. Absolutely, there are still mines here. I love the mine clearing. I mean, there's a lot of efforts in mine clearing. So they have dogs and they also have rats. Like these, they're like big. They're big rats from Africa. Shock is I included this one because there's a lot of them I skip over for you guys. But you know how it's been my pet peeve that they would always say immolate for vehicles self-combusting. Yes, Kamai Times, thank you so much for not saying that the vehicle immolated. It did not offer itself as a sacrifice. It self-combusted. Thank you. So I had to include this one. And there it is. It's a van. Driver and the passengers were lucky to escape after it spontaneously burst into flames on National Road 314D in Soi Riang. So on the road to Vietnam. Yeah, wow, it's quite engulfed in flames. Look at them here with a bucket of water. According to witnesses who saw the incident, before the incident, they saw a yellow Hyundai Etos, which is this, well, it could be an SUV. I think it's a minibus, could be an SUV. I don't know, Etos. Traveling from north to south. Let's go heading towards Vietnam. They said that upon arriving at the scene, people suddenly saw people getting out of the car, which was engulfed in flames and smoke. Yeah. Oh, no, wait, maybe that's a little mini-sized car. The villagers came to help and reported it to authorities to ask a fire truck to come help put out the fire, but it spread too quickly, causing the car to burn to the ground, leaving only skeletal remains of the car, not of people, of the car. Later, police and citizens helped to lift the car from the scene to avoid traffic congestion. The incident did not cause any injuries. Well, isn't that nice? There's no tow truck coming. No waiting for a tow truck. The villagers and the police literally lifted the skeletal remains, I love that, of the vehicle to the side of the road so that it wouldn't disrupt traffic. Good for them. A bucket of water. Hey, Seagull Rock in the house. Mumsy in the house. I think I said Mumsy earlier. Good morning, Vietnam. Yes, that's right, Gibbo. Okay, next up. We have got a man arrested for assaulting and illegal confinement and death threats on a 14-year-old maid. So this is actually a serious problem in Cambodia. So I'm glad that he was arrested. And I hope that it sends a message to other people that are treating their maids. The maids, and I'm going to read the story and see if it says, they're quite often poor relatives. So, cousins, nieces, nephews from the villages that somebody that's rich enough to now have a maid brings in. I think it's very possible that Chani kind of had some of this, even though it was like her mother-in-law that was mistreating her. So, but this was a 14-year-old girl, threatened to kill her as well. He's 40 years old. Dun, 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 dun. Said that. She was a maid. She was at 4 a.m. back in October of last year. She was sleeping on a bed outside the house. That's common. The suspect, the homeowner, came out to negotiate with the girl for $100 in exchange for sex. She refused, so he did it anyway and said, "Don't tell anyone. If you dare to talk, I will kill you." 5 days later, he did it again. And in the morning, when she was washing dishes and glasses, the suspect suddenly threw $50 at her. A short while later, the suspect's wife looked for the $50, and the story of what happened came out. When she found out, the suspect's wife also forbade the victim to tell anyone. Nasty, nasty. You're nasty, woman. You should be arrested too for being complicit in this. You know, no. Why are you sticking up for him? Come on. So, fearing threats from the wife, I think from both of them, she continued to work. It wasn't until her payday in November that she told her boss that she wanted to quit her job. So she was actually working for a maid service, and it wasn't a relative. When she got home, she told her mother about the incident, and her mother filed a complaint. My goodness. So November, December, January, February, March, 4 months. Oh, and it says it should be noted that the suspect has also been sentenced to prison in the past, but in a different case. Wow, good. Throw away the key. Dude, you do, and notice we like publicly shame people in Cambodia. Chani, I know we love Chani. She's in her room, I think. I'll have her come say hello as soon as we're done if she doesn't come out on her own. This one it's not crime, but I thought you guys might be interested. I think a lot of people like fishing. So the giant freshwater stingray is considered for the endangered species listing. And here's a picture of how big these stingrays are. This is the Mekong stingray. The other giant fish that we have is the Mekong catfish, which is also like super, super, super big. So. Am I showing the picture? Am I showing? Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. Traveling Fools Harley Dad is creating a calendar. Tossed your name in the pile. Cool. Okay, next up. Man kills friend over cow theft. Cow theft. Come on. Don't be, they've blocked out the guy's face. Let me tell you, I've heard of husbands killing wives, wives killing husbands, children killing their parents over $2.50. The husband wants $2.50 to go drinking. The wife says no, he kills her. The wife wants $2.50 to go gambling. The husband says no, she kills him. The child, usually a son, wants to go drinking with his friends, wants $2.50. The parents say no, he kills them. But a cow, this is the first time I've heard it over a cow. This guy looks familiar. I might know this guy. Please. A temple caretaker was arrested yesterday for allegedly murdering another man over an argument about stolen cows while drinking rice wine in Maldacary province. The incident happened around 10 p.m. The suspect is 57 years old. He's the caretaker of the Sacred Crawl Mountain. While the victim was 67, so an older farmer living in the same village, and they were friends. On the night of his confession, or according to the confession, on the night of the murder, the two friends were drinking a bottle of rice wine at the victim's house on the outskirts of the village. He told the victim that the villagers claimed he had stolen their cows. He begged him for help in solving the problem, but the victim refused, and he blamed the murderer for the theft, which resulted in the two arguing. The suspect was angry with the victim for refusing to defend him and accusing him of stealing the cows. So he hacked him at least 5 times with a homemade knife, which would be like a machete, to his head, neck, and shoulder, causing him to die on the spot. And then he fled. As he was leaving the house carrying the knife, a youth named Liang Liep, who was 18, was riding his motorcycle alone at night and saw him. So then he tried to attack this 18-year-old on the motorcycle, didn't want any witnesses. The teenager parked his motorcycle and ran into a nearby forest, later telephoned and informed the police about his attempt to kill him. My goodness, the police went to the victim's house, found his body, and later arrested the suspect around 2 a.m. and they seized the knife. He faces up to 20 years in prison. Wow. Wow. Got drunk and stole his buddy's cow. That's what it sounds like. Frugal was stalked by a subscriber. That was a fun couple of months. Yeah, stalking's never fun. Subscribers killing their YouTubers. I have seen some things like that in news. Weiss Rhine. I know. Hey, goodness. Marie calendars. Miss that. Okay, last one. This ends on some good news. There is a decline in illegal hunting at the Prek Toll Bird Sanctuary. Here's a picture of some birds in that sanctuary. It's along the Tonle Sap River. Lake, the Tonle Sap Lake. It's a very large area around the lake, and so there's more rangers that are working to protect the endangered bird species and their habitats, and they've seen a decline. They used to hunt the birds, and they also hunt the eggs, and so they said that the nest monitoring shows about 20% more fowl hatched and about 10% more birds nested in the area each year. Over 150 bird species have been recorded in, it's called a flooded forest area. I'll give some examples of the birds. Anyway, yeah, so I thought that was a good story. So we could end on the good story. Not funny, Frank. Oh, what did he say? I wasn't stalking you. I was just looking in your windows and thought yours was a nice window. Yeah, making a joke. That's kind of Gibbo's thing. But the real life situation was not funny. Yes. And anytime someone experiences stalking, it's a real violation. You're always looking over your shoulder. It totally disturbs your peace. So let me check if Chani wants to come say hello. Chani, live stream? She could. I think she has earbuds. So if she's playing games or watching videos, sometimes she puts the earbuds in. That happens. But that's all the news. That's all the stories. Oh, I got to kill a mosquito. I see one. I do not have my zapper out and ready. Yay, I got it. Well, let me remind you right now before anyone runs away that love transcends time and space. So wherever and whenever you're watching this, I love you. I do. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me. I know you've got a million things that you could do, and you're here. And whether you're here right now, everybody in the chat, or if you're watching on replay, even you're still taking time out of your day, spend it with me, and I appreciate that. And I hope I've entertained you tonight with some of the crazy stories of things that happen here in Cambodia. Still love it. Nothing scares me. Things happen everywhere. Just crazy things sometimes happen here. So tomorrow we'll do some kind of game or something. Hugs everyone, Mumsy says. I guess Chani doesn't hear me. She's doing something. She's here, but Okay. So I hope to see you tomorrow, the same bat time, same bat channel for whatever we decide to do. And until then, catch you later.